Gareth, welcome to Radio Exe. We're here to celebrate your 10 years as an Exeter Chiefs player with your testimonial game coming up soon. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, very excited obviously with bringing a lot of the old guys back. It's a very exciting time. It's going to be an emotional week as well, just to see all those guys and making all those phone calls about 6 months ago to see if guys were keen. And now that we're on the brink of it now, a few days out, it's very exciting, and I'm really looking forward to sharing a changing room with these guys again who've given so much to the club.
And what's it going to be like playing alongside and catching up with Tom Hayes and Chris Budgeon, reuniting with the 2010 campaign squad?
Yeah, no, like even whenever you mention those names, I get a bit of goosebumps just thinking about it. These are guys that have put so much effort into the club, and now to be sitting where we are now as a group to be Premiership champions, and these guys paved the way a bit for it, and it's great that they get to all come back and experience what is a new Sandy Park. I know I've had Brian Rennie came along this week and he's seen Sandy Park for the first time and he was very impressed, so they're very excited.
Expanded dramatically since 2010.
Yeah, it has, with the Rugby World Cup coming in there a couple of years ago, and the whole place has just exploded, and we're obviously very excited about the game coming up, and with the guys coming in for the Classic Lions team as well, adds a bit of spice to it as well. And
all your old teammates, are they still in your phone book? Do you still keep in contact with them?
Yeah, it is harder whenever everyone's scattered all over the place. Tommy's obviously back in the south of Ireland, and Brian Rennie, he's off in Hong Kong, James Gisbrick's in Hong Kong, so it is quite hard to keep in touch with guys, but we do tend to have a bit of a laugh and a giggle and whenever we get an opportunity, and I'm sure there'll be plenty this weekend.
Of course, Tony Rowe, the chairman of the Exeter Chiefs, is going to put on the Chiefs shirt for the very first time, making his debut for the club. What do you make of that?
Yes, he is. So you never know. He might be in the Premiership squad by the end of the season. I don't know. Look, he's really excited about it. It was his idea, really. He came up with it, and he said he would get Kieran Northcott and Nick Beaton in as well. So, they're really going for the heaviest front row that Exeter Chiefs have ever had. It's been a mad scramble to get them sorted out with kit and stuff, but we might have to pull Budgie's shirt off, in the middle of I don't know. But it's all very exciting.
Jack Noel coming up against Tony Rowe in a one-on-one situation.
Well, no,
there'll be a surprise us. Will he outpace Jack Noel? Do you know? Or?
Well, I don't know. I think Tony's been doing a bit of training for it, and I know Knowlesy's been on a few weeks' holiday, so you never know. Yeah. But look, it's going to be a bit of a fun event, and we're really looking forward to it.
From a spectator point of view, what's it going to be like for them watching the game?
Yeah, well, it's something new at Sandy Park, really. There's been a few testimonial games in the past, but I think with the Classic Lions, they're used to doing these sort of things when they go off to play in Bermuda. And Alan Martin's put a good squad together. He's brought a good bunch of guys down, and the likes of Kerry Sweeney coming along as well, who played at the club for a couple of seasons. I know he's very excited about coming back down again, and I think there's going to be a few surprises along the way. It's not just going to be pure out, hard out hitting rugby, I'd imagine, with some of these guys, but yeah, there's going to be some good things going on. So it should make for a good entertainment game.
And you've managed to get the Classic Lions as the opposition, including Mike Tyndall. How did this come about?
Yeah, so we had a few meetings about 7-8 months ago whenever we first, sat down and said, right, what we're going to do, and one of the plans was to potentially get a game, and I was very keen to get the championship squad back together. I think any time we have talked, we've always talked about potentially getting a reunion is when we could get a chance to do it, and we sat down as a group and we said, look, we could get some good opposition here, and we got in touch with Alan Martin, who's in charge of the Classic Lions, and he said within 2 days he was back to us and he said he'd love to do it. So he had a group of guys, and they've been very good. Like Alan's been brilliant, and JPR Williams, they've put a really good squad together. And then just a few contacts we had, we made a couple of contacts to Mike Tyndall, and he was very keen to come down and get a run around. And all of a sudden he starts ringing a couple other people, a few of his mates, and then you've got a few big name players coming along, so it's very exciting. We're very excited to have these guys at Sandy Park.
How honoured do you feel for them obviously coming down for your 10th testimonial? Is it an honour for you to welcome such big names down to Sandy Park?
It is. If I'm being honest, it's very humbling. To be in a position now whenever it is out, and I'm actually, every time I think about it, I'm losing sleep a wee bit. Yeah. I lost sleep leading into the Premiership final, but I'm excited now, really. Now that we're really quite close, and now the guys are all starting to talk to each other and banter each other, and they're really looking forward to getting down and getting stuck in, really.
Of course, and the charities for this event, they include Exeter Foundation and Macmillan. Is it Cancer Trust?
Cancer Support, yeah.
Cancer Support. How much does this mean to you personally?
Actually, it's huge. I think the two charities, with the Exeter Foundation's been brilliant. Passing the £1 million mark they did this year. The work that they do around here is phenomenal, and it's quite a close one really for the area. The other one, the Macmillan Cancer Support's really close to me. I haven't lost my father actually 10 years ago, literally before I came to the club. So he had bowel cancer and he never got to see me play for the Chiefs. So it was quite nice that I can give back to a lot of people who did a lot of hard work and were really supportive of me and my family 10 years ago, and to my father before he passed away. It's quite nice that I think I've got 14 of my family coming over as well, so they're really excited about getting over. Oh, they're just coming from Northern Ireland, so they're all getting a flight over on Friday. They're all coming in. They're very excited for the event as well, and I know my mum's very excited about getting over, and my brother as well, so hopefully we can put on a good spectacle for them and everyone involved.
Are you a Conor McGregor fan, coming from Northern Ireland?
Well, he's the south of Ireland. It's not something I really watch an awful lot, but I will be watching that fight. I think it's very interesting. I'm just more interested to see how the two sports, how they react whenever they're both in the ring.
Quickly, who's going to win then, from your point of view?
Well, I'd say Conor McGregor because, got to keep the Irish in me a bit.
And going back to the rugby, obviously you've been with the Chiefs since the beginning, playing in front of a couple of hundred fans to 80,000 at Twickenham, and to see the club develop the way it has done, how amazing is that? To be a part of it as well. People say it is almost like a dream a little bit, but we've made the dream a reality. I know you can look at it from the outside, it kind of looks, but it looks like it's been the norm. It's been the steady build. We've talked about growing as a club, and we have been growing each year. Right from when I first arrived, it was about getting to the championship. There was little goals set all the time. Then it was staying in the Premiership. Then it was top 6. Then it was top 4. And then it was about getting home semi-finals, and then when you're in home semi-finals, it's knockout rugby then, and we got a real taste for it the year before when we played against Saracens, and now, going into that final this year in Wasps, we felt we were in a good place, and having played in the final, it would have been a bit more hurt if we hadn't come away with a win that day, but it all worked out very well in the end. 10 years ago, did you see yourself lifting the Aviva Premiership trophy? Or was it all a dream to you back, say, 10 years ago?
When I first arrived, no. I never thought, when I first arrived at the club, it was hard to gauge because whenever you hadn't played in the Premiership, you didn't know, what you were sort of letting yourself in for a little bit. And I definitely know the first couple of seasons we were there, it was very much about enjoying it, gaining the experiences. And we did really well. Since then, we just added quality to the squad. The squad's got better, obviously, year on year. We're now starting to get international guys who are from our academy system, like Jack and Henry, these guys.
5 players in England squad at the
yeah, it's great, isn't it? And we've got guys like Campagnaro and Thomas Francis there. These guys are playing for their representative countries as well, so it's really good for us to have those guys and to have that sort of quality. And we're bringing in the odd Aussie here as well. There used to be plenty of Irish when I was here. Now there all seem to be Australians everywhere. But they're adding quality all the time as well, and they're a great bunch.
New signings anytime soon, do you know? Anyone coming down to the club this year?
Well, no, I don't think there's any more to come in, but you never know. I could rock up next week and somebody new in. I don't know.
Yeah, before the Chiefs, you played for Rotherham and the Cornish Pirates. Is moving to Sandy Park the best decision you've ever made as a player?
It is. Whenever it's set now, I think the best decision I ever made was leaving Northern Ireland, coming over, and because I had a decision to make. I was either going to give up rugby and go and try and find a job. And I was at a crossroads, and the support of my parents at the time, it was just literally before my father was diagnosed with cancer. It was like, right, you can give this a go or you're going to have to try and do so. So the decision actually to move over to Northern Ireland to Rotherham was a pretty big one from a little fella from Armagh. It's quite a small place, and to take that leap. But then obviously as the things escalated, I got to know the league a bit more, and then obviously when I came to Exeter Chiefs in Sandy Park, it was far outweighing all the other clubs that I'd been to. Playing with Rotherham that year, and it was really exciting when they came in to say, look, we'd love to have you.
Of course, now someone says Gareth Steenson, that's one of the biggest names in world rugby union, so it must be unbelievable the way you've developed as, say, 10 years ago. Obviously winning the Golden Boot last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a sensational turnaround from...
It has, I think. Yeah, no, it was quite funny whenever I went home a few weeks ago, just after the Prem final. I remember sitting down with my brother and a couple of mates, and we were just sitting in our local, and they was sitting around me. There was about 6 people in the whole place, and they turned around and said, "Not bad for a little boy from Killaloe." So it was, it's. I suppose whenever it's all over, and whenever I'm finally retired and
I'm not planning on retiring anytime soon, all being well. But you know, I suppose when I look back at it and all, you know, I'll be pretty proud of what's happened.
Does your life change after winning the EV Premiership? Because you must be going out to Europe now. So does something change as a personality, or does it just keep the same?
No, I think you want to keep progressing. I think the thing we've done really well is we haven't jumped too quick, too fast. I think obviously the target now is we've achieved the Aviva Premiership, but you want to keep achieving that. You want to keep with that. We don't want to be just a one-off hit, and then next thing you're not in the top 4, you're not in the top 6. You're struggling to get into these places, and if you take your eye off the ball a little bit, that can happen. I know playing in this league now for, I think 7 years we've done now, I think the one thing I've noticed is if you don't turn up on the day, you lose. It doesn't matter who you're playing against, whether it's Saracens or the team who's in 12th position, so you've got to really be on your mettle. And then I think now with the squad we've put together, we can definitely challenge on all fronts, which is one of the first times we'll be able to do that. So we'll have a focus on it, absolutely. You know, with the group we've got, it's an exciting group. We've played the teams before, but we've got to take a different mindset into it. We're Premiership champions now, so we can't just be a plucky underdog anymore.
Of course, you've achieved so much in the past. Moving forward, what's your ambitions personally, and what's the club's ambitions moving forward?
I think, you know, we want to keep pushing the club forward. We want to get ourselves cemented as a top 4 side. You know, we want to be in those semi-finals every single year. We want to be pushing to be winning the Premiership every year now. And we want to be getting into those knockout stages in Europe. And then when you get into the knockout stages, you give yourself a chance. And that's really what we're talking about. That's why we've went about pre-season, and we're really looking forward to the season coming up.
And of course, I've got to ask you, back in 2010 when you kicked to win the game and move into the Premiership, what had more pressure? What kick had more pressure? Kick to win the Aviva Premiership in 2017, or the kick to get into the Premiership back in 2010?
I think whenever the Championship was on at the time, I think all that's happening now with the Premiership and stuff doesn't happen without the night that happened in Bristol. So, you know, I definitely at the time playing in that game, I didn't think we were ever going to lose, so I never thought there was any pressure with the kicks. I know looking back on it now, I was like, oh yeah, there was quite a bit on. I suppose with the Premiership one, it wasn't the kick that won the game. It was the kick leading to get us into extra time. There was a wee bit more pressure with that one.
Yes.
You know, because it was in front of the post, and it was a bit like, oh right, if we miss this, we lose. Whereas the other one was, we kick this, we win. So that's the way I sort of approached it. But I had a bit of help from my old boy upstairs that time, so it wasn't too bad.
On behalf of Radio Exe, wish you the best of luck for your game on the 12th and coming into a new season.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Cheers.